I made this paludarium 100 days ago and it is now a thriving ecosystem by using a variety of animals found all over the world that will work together and many species of plants to create this tropical paradise. But this all started on day one when it was an empty tank. I started with aggressively adding superglue to the background and topping it with sphagnum moss. After that, I installed the background and a foam barrier to separate the land and aquatic section. Then I got to work on hardscaping the rock wall with firestones. By strategically placing each rock, I was able to make small caves for future inhabitants. I then added plants and moss covering the land and background. I did the same thing for the aquatic section. After all that work, it was finally done. But let's fast forward about a week when I added the first animals. These are whirlpool ramshorn snails, and they are great for a small tank like this one. A full-grown whirlpool ramshorn snail can get to about 7 to 10 millimeters. After adding them, they immediately began to look for hiding spots and eat algae. About 2 weeks later, I saw these detritus worms on the glass, and they are actually beneficial to the ecosystem and will help keep the substrate clean. A week after that, I found a baby vampire crab in one of my other paludariums. I decided to move it temporarily into this tank so it doesn't get eaten by the adult crabs. Unfortunately, the camera died right after filming this clip, so I wasn't able to record me adding it to the tank. A couple months later, the plants began to grow like crazy and are now competing against one another for space. In this clip, I'm shining a really bright flashlight, and it can barely shine through the dense cover of plants. This is around the 3-month mark, and the plants have grown so much it's starting to look like an overgrown jungle. Even the aquatic plants have grown out of the water and are almost halfway to the top of the tank. The floating plants have completely taken over the surface of the water too. On day 80, I found a Malaysian trumpet snail that probably hitchhiked on some plants I added. And if you look very closely, you can see some tiny pods on the glass. Those pods are a great food source for small fish or fry, but in this setup they mainly eat detritus and algae and bacteria since they have no predators. Take a look at this pod spinning to the surface. Around day 90, the snail population has exploded and I can now find them all over the aquatic section. And now, 100 days later, this is what the paludarium looks like. Thank you all for watching, and this transformation from day 1 to 100 was insane. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, you should go check out my other video setting this tank up step by step. It will be linked down in the description.